Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I don't really have a new thumbnail for me to put on. I'll just use this one. Right now it'll work. Just so I got a little something, something. There we go. Alright. Okay. I think we're doing good now. Hopefully, as long as everything works out okay. Ooh. Yeah, top moments. I'm trying my best to use the new YouTube like stuff, even though they won't help me with my icon issues. No, they won't fucking answer my emails either. Ooh, it's aggravating. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with some stuff. Hey, Bree. Hello. So if anybody's wondering what I'm going to be working on today, I'm going to be working on an adoptable. So she's going to be up for sale. I was going to do a batch, and I don't have time to do a batch, so I'm just going to do one for right now. And then hopefully, if my life gets a little easier, I'll do a proper batch like I like to. I'm also going to change a couple things in this design, because I'm not too happy with the basic idea I was originally going with. 14 looked good, 14 looks good. The merch is strumming. Oh, the meat is strumming. Sorry. Yes, yes, I am. I was trying. So if you guys follow me on like DA and for Affinity and Twitter and stuff, I've been trying to have a stream schedule for forever, and my electronics just don't want that to happen. It really sucks, and I know it sounds it's like really really unprofessional, like always complain about your stuff, but it's kind of true, which is why I talk about it. And I'm not just complaining to complain. But my computer takes like 2 hours just to boot up, and even then it's like a 50-50 shot of OBS wanting to work. And I've tried other things like XSplit, and I get pretty much the same results. And so that's telling me it's not the programs, it's literally just my nearly 6-year-old computer dying, which I've known about since before I started making my YouTube. So if anybody wants to know, though, once I am done with this character, she's going to be up for sale, and patrons obviously get first dibs. And then if she doesn't sell from Patreon in a few days, then she'll go up on DA. I know. I talk about it in my newest video. Because my newest video, it's actually really funny. My video going up tomorrow is actually a sketchbook rambles. I think it's so funny because today my friend Holly made a sketchbook rambles, and I was like, So I kind of chit chat and talk about that, but it's really annoying because I've done like everything YouTube wants, and I didn't change my icon, and then this happened. YouTube just slowly one day slowly had my icon just disappear. Originally it was from just mobile, and then it was everywhere, and it's been everywhere, and I don't know how to fix it. I've done everything. I've looked up every video. I've like deleted my Google history. I've uploaded a completely different icon. I've done everything, and nothing's working, and I don't know how to fix it. Yeah, so it's like really irritating. I hope you all have an amazing day. I love your videos and hope your icon gets fixed. Thank you, I do too. Like I said, it isn't the reason why I'm annoyed the most about the icon thing is it's not like I fucked it up, because if I fucked it up, then I'd be like, oh, I fucked it up. There you go, YouTube. I said fucked like 5 times. This video is not for kids. But it was just YouTube. It was completely YouTube. And what's really irritating is my vlog channel isn't having this issue. Like, my vlog channel icon's fine. And what's funny is this isn't a side account. This is my main account that I've had for like 9 or so years before the Google integration. because my YouTube email isn't a Google email, which is always funny whenever I get like spam bots for like my work email being like, your YouTube's been hacked, and I'm like, haha, joke's on you, this isn't even my YouTube email. Because fun fact, it is always smart and wise to have other emails, kids. And kids, I mean generic term kids, I don't mean children. YouTube, don't at me. But yeah, that's what's really irritating about it. I saw a channel also had their icon removed, and they repaint doll. Yeah, I've also heard people talking about the whole, like, some, like, Minecraft YouTuber had it happen to them, too, and I'm not a big boy, and I'm not a part of an MCN, because I don't even make enough money to warrant an MCN. This is one of those moments where I wish I did have an MCN, because then I was like, oh, my icon issue would have been fixed, because the MCN would have handled it, because YouTube listens to them. But then I'm like, yeah, I don't even make enough to warrant having an MCN, so there's no point, because when you have an MCN, well, I mean, you've heard of all the stuff that's been happening. Or if you're new to YouTube, you know all about, or not, if you're not new to YouTube, see my brain all over the place. Like the whole Defy Media thing happened, you know, where they just screwed a bunch of people's money. I made your head way too fucking big. Yes, I did. I am gonna have to fix that. Your head is way too big for your fucking shoulders. Yeah, exactly, and that's what's irritating with the whole icon thing. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, I have not like I did anything, and then all YouTube does, and I'm thoroughly convinced they blocked me on Twitter. Here's why. Every time I at them, I used to instantly get a response, but ever since the icon thing happened, I got one response right when it happened, and they just told me to fill out this form, and then I did, and it had been over a week, and nothing happened. And then I tried changing my icon, I tried looking up all these videos, and all the videos I found were videos from, like, freaking... Let's see, that's still a really big head. That's better. The proportions look so fucking bad. I should not have done that. I should have waited until I got your fucking face done. I'll wait to get your face done. And then I'm gonna switch the proportions down. But, all the videos I've been dealing with are like, oh yeah, this is stuff from like 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm just like, oh, great. And it's the start of the new year. I am not trying to be like negative here. I'm trying to get work done. But it's also the new year, so it's also like, yep, and then you're gonna start losing subscribers, because that's what always happens. That's why I tell people to like follow me on freaking Twitter and stuff. It's not, I used to hate when people would be like, oh yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter and na. And I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have to do that. And then I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have to, but YouTube doesn't tell people, so. And it's not like YouTube's my job, but it's irritating when I deal with this, and then there's like nothing, because I'm not a big YouTuber. But then you also see people like Markiplier talk about how, like, I know it got, like, fixed, but, like, when he talked about how, like, he got his original channel, like, the original Markiplier channel taken down, and I didn't even know that, and he's like, and I was still angry about that, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that was a thing that happened, Mark. Because I'm not an OG Markiplier fan. I showed up, like, right around the Five Nights at Freddy's crowd when a lot of people did. Alright. There we go. Now I can fix your face. Because now I have the face done. So, there we go. I'll just do the crown later. It'll be fine. I've been doing this long enough. I know tricks. Face. Let's see. Just really started out test waters over time develop art. Wait, hold on. Hold on. What was the question? Twist disaster, YouTube's been. Yeah, In your settings. Yes, I did, and it just keeps taking me to stupid Google, and I hate it. Because I tried that. It's like, oh yeah, change it on Google. And I'm like, no, I don't want to change it on Google. I want to change it here. I should be able to change it here. Oh, Jesus. Ah. Well, thank you, Armani. And yeah, I'm not gonna be going away from YouTube, but I am thinking about making a second channel if this keeps up, because it's getting me freaking paranoid. Oh my god! Well, thank you guys. Ooh, that's awesome. I have a candle burning right now, but mine is Twisted Peppermint. It's actually really funny. I got it at Christmas. No, I got it at Hanukkah time. I got it at Hanukkah on the first night from my mom. And my mom was like, here, have this one, because she knows I love candles. And then I started laughing. I'm like, oh my god, did you get it because of the name? Because it was Twisted Peppermint. And then my mom was like, oh my god, that's so cosmic. No, I was just literally random. And I was like, oh, okay. That's funny. Alright, let's see. This is also might be weird, but like something I want to integrate into my art more this year is I want to start making things a bit more detailed, because I feel like my stuff's been really simple. And it's not that it's not that simple's bad, because simple isn't bad, but I want to try to add more just to like give flair for more like flashy characters. Because like I have a lot of characters that are supposed to be like royals and stuff, and so and I'm like sitting here, I'm like, you don't look that different from like my normal characters that are, you know, normal people. And that's kind of a big no in like, well, I shouldn't say society, but in a lot of the stories that I do, it's like, no, you know, you need to be able to tell a rich person from a poor person. And so that's something I'm going to be trying to do a bit more. And like, I'm not going to be doing details to hide flaws. I know a lot of people do that. I just want to add more details to add more details, because I like details. Take a shot every time Michelle says details. Like this adoptable, I wanted her to be like an ice queen kind of vampire. And she is a vampire. I'm gonna like add a couple more things besides her little fangs to like make that look more vampire-y. Because I'm kind of in a vampire kick right now. Like I'm working on my Ticks and Turns story, and I'm like, yeah, give me vampires. Because I like vampires. You would just be pimping them both in stream, Armani. I'd love to see Michelle. I technically have Stardew Valley, and I want to play it, and I would like to play it with my friends. My computer just sucks, and I don't have a thingy to like stream from my Switch, or else I would do that. But I do plan on streaming more if my stuff will hold out. At least the good thing is my PS4 can stream for me, so that's helpful. So I'm probably going to do a couple of there. Because I was thinking recently, and I really want to do Dishonored 2. Because I tried doing it on, like, Steam a while ago, and Dishonored was, like, my first stream game that I did when I started, like, streaming. And I was like, ooh, that'd be so much fun to do Dishonored 2, because I have it for PS4, and I've played it, like, 1,000 times. So, I don't know. Anybody be interested in that? Because then I can stream it for my PS4, and it won't be too much work. Okay, and then select invert. Anybody be interested in that? Like, I'm still going to be streaming art and junk, obviously. But I was just, you know, just thinking of things, because I'm thinking of games I like. Oh, let's see. Of course needs... Oh, thank you, Armani. Ice Queen Vampire sounds super cool. Thank you! I've always loved the ideas and like I don't get to play with it a lot in Ticks and Turns, but it's in the Ticks and Turns universe. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come back. There we go. Hold on real quick. I gotta open up a thing to get a little file that I need. Oh, don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash, please. There we go. Okay. This is good. I should have... Yeah, there it is. That's what I want. Spoiler for a speed paint that's popping up soon. Okay. There we go. I need to make this a little smaller. Yeah. So I made this pattern because it looks kind of like fancy filigree. Because like I said, again, I'm trying to add little fancy doodads to things and like make things look more fancy. And so I'm going to be doing that to her little necklace here. Because if you think about it, you know, you see a lot of like pretty embossed things. Then you notice that like they had a lot of like fine little details like this in them. Same with patterns. I'm trying to do more with patterns and clothing where I make the patterns. Okay, well, I'm going to keep you separate so I don't lose you. Boop. Should I put you down here? Okay. Oh, I'm still at 7. Hi, if you're new here, I talk to my art a lot. Okay, doot. Ah, no! And then we need to just bump that in, select, invert, select, no. There we go. Oh no, I did want inverted shit. Damn it, bitch. Select invert, please. No, wait. Did I have it right originally? I did. I'm done. Here we go. Alright, then. Gonna delete that. Alrighty. But, what was I talking about? Vampires. That's right. I was talking about vampires. So, like, I've always loved vampires. They're actually, like, one of my biggest passions. While I love magic and witches, vampires to me will always have a special place. You know, I'm just gonna get rid of this little... Because vampires, fun fact, were technically the first thing that got me into reading. I always loved all things spooky and creepy, but I had, like... Well, I still have it. I have a certain form of dyslexia. I always forget the proper term, but I call it selective dyslexia. So there's some things that I'll just read and I just won't get. I won't absorb it. Or I'll be able to catch other people's mistakes and not my own mistakes, which is also just as aggravating. Oh no, I didn't want the face. Shit. Well, you're already merged, so I guess we're screwed. Okay. Oh, let's see. Thank you. I get embarrassed by my last name. Let's see. Anyway, anyone have allergies? I've been dealing with head colds a lot lately. Head colds are irritating. Anybody else deal with head colds? It wouldn't be an ice queen if she didn't have some nice little fluffer duffers going on. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, types of vampires. You know, you always see, and I mean, I'm no like saint here. A lot of the Ticks and Turns vampires are like very Eastern European, but I've been really inspired by my buddy the Zodiac Lord, and how he does his like character concept art. Because like I have a lot of the world fleshed out, and Ticks and Turns, at least the first book, was very easy for me to write because it technically takes place in an alternate universe California, because I know California, I'm from there, born and raised. So I didn't have to think too much about it, just be like, oh, what would things be like more steampunky? But like there's a lot more to the world that I want to do, and I was like, oh, I should do that. I should flesh out parts, because you know there's a lot of places where a lot of vampires took over different things, and a lot of them went back to cultures they liked that they had to get rid of to like, you know, homogenize. Is that the word? Because I guess I can talk about some Ticks and Turns stuff here, so I can like get people hyped up for the book when it comes out. Hopefully this year, as long as shit doesn't hit the fan again. Because the issue too, I guess I should talk about this with my writing. If you're new here, I'm old school, and I write in like notebooks on paper. I don't know, it's easier for me just to like write it out. So the first draft is technically in a notebook. It's a fancy notebook, but it's a notebook. And the reason for that is just so I can like have it anywhere and I don't have to worry about my computer, especially with my computer issues. Because I've had that happen before with previous computers where I would like write things out and then my computer would die and then I just lost everything. So I'd rather have it like written out and then move it over to digital, you know, so it can type it out and edit it. But I had a lot of issues last year, 2019, with my editor. And it wasn't like a falling out. She had a really shitty thing happen in her life, and we had a lot of shitty things going on with us. So it was more like, this just wasn't a good time, and she was like, hey, if you want, I'll power through it. And I'm like, no, work on you, it's fine. Because I especially, you know, I didn't get paid to write it. But that's why I'm hoping, and I couldn't afford to pay her at the time, which I was uncomfortable with. So like when I get the Kickstarter up, the Kickstarter is going to be to pay for the editor, to pay, because I want to pay my friends. I think they should be properly paid. I would also like to get a little bit of money from it because I worked on it. That's another thing too. A lot of people don't understand when you self-publish, you don't tend to make a lot of money starting out. Like, by that, how do I explain this? It's like commission. You know, you work and then hopefully you get paid later. You know, you do all the work not being paid, and then you hope to get some compensation for it. That's how, like, finger quote, real writers work, too, because they get, like, royalties and stuff, which you only get once the book is done. Unless you're a really big author or you have, like, a following to where they'll be like, hey, okay, here's money, work on the book, but then you have to go by, like, their deadlines. So, like, if, let's say, shit happens and you lose everything, tough titty, they're not going to care and they're going to want their money back if you don't deliver what you promised. So, that happens to a lot of people, too, which is why I'm looking more into the indie market right now. Just because I can also hold a lot of my own creativity to it. It's not that I don't want it to be published. I'm still going to apply it. I'm still going to try to send it to publishers. But there's also a lot of stuff I know they're going to want to fix, and they're going to want to change, and I'm not okay with that. Because, I guess I'll just talk about the publication industry for a minute, and then I'll go into, like, my story and my art and character processes. But, so pretty much, when you work with a publisher, unless you're a very big name already, or you know somebody, they pretty much own your soul. And if you want your story to be out there, they will ask you most of the time to change things. There's tons of videos out there that's like, you know, oh, why a publisher will deny you, this and that, you know, things to do. And then they'll like, you know, they'll hire an editor and then you'll have to go through the editor and then you'll have to like fix the changes to the edits. But you see it a lot where they'll have things changed for no other reason and there's like representation in it. And I've always been a fan of, like, you should never have something just to be represented. You know, by that, like, if you have a character who happens to be trans, that's cool, you know? But you shouldn't have their introduction be, hey, I'm so-and-so and I am trans. If that has nothing to do with the story. It should come naturally like a common person conversation, you know? Or just people of color and stuff in stories too, because you'll see a lot of that where they'll be like, oh, I want you to change this person's ethnicity, or oh, I don't think you should have this character in it, or oh, you know, blah 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 blah. You see that all the time with stories, and it's not just racism, it's just they're like, we don't get why it's in there, so it shouldn't be in there. Or you'll have let's say you have like gay characters in it, because almost all of my stories have LGBT characters, because I'm a part of the LGBT community. I'm a very proud bisexual, thank you very much. But they will go to you and they will be like, hey, you need to now market this as an LGBT book and not a fantasy, and not a horror, not a blah blah blah. Because if you ever notice, when you go to like libraries or bookstores or stuff like that, there's like an LGBT section, and within the LGBT section there is you know, there's like a bunch of like books about sex, about that about, you know, being LGBT, about coming out, those sorts of things. But then you'll have like random shit, like here's a romance story, here's a fantasy, here's a sci-fi, here's a horror, here's a blah blah blah. But because it's got gay characters in it, it has to go in the LGBT section, when that's not the genre of the book. And like, that's something else I'm worried about. You know, it's like, you should be able to have any kind of like, if I can write a story, you know, involving fucking fantasy vampires, just because there's gay people in it doesn't mean that it should be in the LGBT section, because maybe the gay people aren't the point of the story. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're characters and they exist, but the point of the story isn't them being gay, sort of thing. I hope I'm explaining this right, but they do a lot of stuff like that. Or they'll be like, hey, can you add a character? Can you, you know, add this or that? Or maybe cut this entire chapter out? Because there is this fluff and there's things there, but there's a lot of things where I'm like, no, this shit's important. And I know Maven of the Eventide has talked about with her book, where a lot of people weren't happy when she was trying to get her book published, on how, like, you know, she just had characters that were representative. They're like, is that necessary? And she's like, well, they're the characters and they exist, and they're not just coming out and saying, hi, I'm this and here's my flag. It's like, hi, I'm this, and later on in the story it comes out in a normal conversation that, you know, maybe they had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or they're poly, or they're a robot. Who cares? And that's something else you have to deal with when you're wanting to work with publishers, is situations like that. I don't want my stories to be changed to fit someone else's standards. Yeah, exactly. You know, or people will look at it and be like, okay, what genre is this for? And then it's like, oh, well, maybe it's multi things, because that's a thing too in literature, is, you know, you'll have stories that'll be multiple things, you know, and people will try to put it in a box, and it's kind of hard. Like, technically, if I want to really explain Ticks and Turns in like the bare bones summary, Ticks and Turns is a steampunk vampire story where it takes place with a vampire and her pet human, and they go on an adventure that ends up turning into twists and turns. Hence why the play on the title is Ticks and Turns, because it's twists and turns, you know? And it's pretty much, the idea came to me of the basic story of like a boy and his dog, but this time it's a girl and her dog, but the dog's a person. Because, you know, vampires. So that's my kind of thing. And I will also say this right now. My story, I don't know exactly. It's got some spicy parts in it, because at one point one of the characters gets in a relationship. Not with the pet, but she gets in a relationship. And there are some spicy scenes. Doesn't go full blood erotica, just it gets a little spicy, it implied. So keep that in mind. But that's another thing, you know, it's like you say that and then they're like, oh, so it's porn. It's like, no, it's got some spicy scenes in it. Doesn't instantly mean it's porn. Let's see, hold on. Writing novel where one of the main characters is LGBTQ. Yeah, see, that's just it, is That's things you have to look into. The thing that sucks about writing is the easiest part of writing is just writing it out. The hard part is everything else. It's dealing with all the bureaucracy. It's dealing with all the edits. Because trust me, you're gonna want to edit the fuck out of your book. I've read so many books that are not edited, and boy, oh boy, do they turn out to be trash when they are not properly edited. Even if you're an English major, get it edited and then get fresh eyes. Do not be your own editor. I've had people be like, oh, I save money and I'm my own editor. There's going to be things you're not going to catch. Okay, let's see. What's your opinion on the furry community? I mean, I don't care. If you're a furry, go be a furry. I take furry commissions too. Heck, some of my best friends are furries. I don't get... That to me, you know, being a furry is just like anything. There's assholes and weirdos and creepos in every kind of community, so no real point in trying to escape it when they're just everywhere. All right, let's see. Now I need to do the little details on the dress I wanted to do. Need to go look up some snowflakes. Let's see. Give me damn snowflakes. To me, it's like, you know, when people are like, oh, what's your opinion on, like, certain people of the LGBT community? Because, like I said, I'm a part of it. And I'm like, as long as you're not an asshole, I don't care. I will use your proper pronouns. I will treat you with respect. As long as you respect me, I will give respect back. Let's see. I know, I feel bad. A lot of people give furries a bad rap, but I don't care. Like I said, a lot of my friends are really good furries. It's just it's one of those things. That's right. Let's see. Hold on. Just thanks for the info because I'm feeling okay. Wait, yeah. The drawing looks pretty so far. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. I just joined the chat. Oh, hey, it's no problem. Don't feel bad. No, I don't want to create a highlight video. YouTube, stop. All right, let's make some of these snowflakes for her dress. See, the cheap thing would just be to copy it, but I don't want to do that. So we're just gonna boop. Alrighty. I like this one. This is one I wish I had my iPad, because my iPad has that symmetry tool, and I know technically Clip Studio has it too, but I'm a baby and I don't Clip Studio very well. Even though I own it, because I'm dumb. Alrighty. Let's see. Here's the thing. There's weird drawings in any fucking fandom. Like, people love going to Sonic because it's, like, the lowest hanging fruit. Same with furries. But yeah, every fandom has weirdos in it. Which is why I don't understand people like to... No, why is it not... Bitch. Why is this not working the way I want it to? Am I being dumb? Why is this... It should just be... Yeah, flip vertical. Okay. Okay, that works. Moral of my story, don't be an asshole. I've been using my iPad to Procreate more. Yeah, me too. I've been using it for a lot of things recently. just because it's easier. Let's see. What was I talking about before? This is a furry safe zone. I do not care if you are a fluffy. Like I said, just don't be an asshole. Many moral compasses I try to go by. Alright, let's see if I can make this. I'm literally kind of bullshitting here, so I was like kind of inspired by one, so I'm like hoping this will look decent. Let's see. It looks kind of snowflakey. Yeah, I think I did it. All right. Looks more star-y, but it'll be fine. Select invert. No, select invert. And then we're gonna just boop. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. That looks pretty good. Alrighty, now we're gonna. So I want to try to add some like lace to the edges to make this look a bit more swanky. There we go. My plan works. Let's see. Yeah, I need more practice. I need more practice with fluffies. I do. I used to be like really good at them, and I used to like most of my top commissioners were fluffies. And then I kind of stopped drawing them. It wasn't that I stopped getting commissions. I was just like, I wasn't in the mood to draw fluffies anymore. And I was like, oh, dang. Okay. Okay. Now this one I'm going to straight up trace because I actually know I can copy this one. This one looks pretty decent. Just so I have a little bit more of the lace pattern to go off of. I hope people like this character when I sell her. What was I talking about? Oh, takes and turns. I should talk about takes and turns. I should talk about my story. Yes. All right. So, something I loved with creating the world was that while it's an alternate universe here, I also started thinking, you know what would be interesting is if other cultures went back to ways that they liked. Because the whole point, and this is just a history lesson that's not a spoiler for the story, is people, you know, vampires would have to convert to ways of humans so they wouldn't get caught. And then when they come out of the coffin, which I call it something else, but when they pretty much, because, you know, True Blood took that, but when they come out, you know, a lot of them are like, oh, well, fuck, it's our time. I'm going to go back to wearing fashion and shit I liked. And so, depending on what area you're in, you could be like, you just, like, jumped through a portal, you know, back to the medieval ages. Because it technically happened in the Victorian era, hence why it's, you know, steampunky. But how am I going to do this pattern now? I think I fucked up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll fix it. Okay. Or is it too far gone? I should just stick with the flower. I'm gonna stick with the flower. I'm gonna be a baby. There we go. Alrighty. this is why I suck at drawing and talking. Sorry. But pretty much, when everybody came out, a lot of vampires were like, fuck it, if this is our time, I'm gonna dress the way I like dressing, because I like this time period. You know, this is when I was able to shine. So you go to certain countries and certain places, even certain states, because the heads there liked the periods they were in. They also, I got to have fun, and I got to like create a bunch of different types of vampires, because I like creating different types of creatures. You know, select invert. No, there we go. Oh, that's too much. Drat. Alright, let's see. Okay. That looks good there. But something else I got to work with that was also really fun was being able to create like different types of vampires. So there's the blue bloods, you know, which is a very generic vampire term. Then you have the turned, then you have mixed bloods, and then you have, actually no, it should be much more like this. There we go. And then you have mutts, as they call them. And there's other terms that I also have I've written down. But it all depends on like the type. So like the character Thea, the main character, or one of the main characters, I should say, she's a blue blood. She's pure blood from a very, very, very old school vampire family, and I love writing her because she's like really sweet and naive, but she's kind of a brat. She's that like when I write her out, she's that character that like she doesn't realize that she's privileged, if that makes any sense. She like tries to have things go her way and tries to think the world is the way it is, and then when it doesn't go her way, she like flips out because it's like, no, that's not how things go. That isn't order. Let's see. Okay, Poomer. I mean, honestly, like, they wouldn't say that because that term doesn't exist. Because the world wars didn't fucking happen in my world. That also comes into play in like another book if I get the chance to write that one. Because like I said, it was in the Victorian age. So technically, you know, the world wars didn't fucking happen because vampires are like, yeah, no, we're just gonna not. um, but they do have a lot of like fun culture shock I get to mess with because there's a lot of like really really rich vampires that when they get really fucking bored, they just go to like take a nap for a couple hundred years and then pop back up and be like, hey, what I miss? Because that's actually a character that kind of comes up, is he's like a really old vampire that shows up and he doesn't look old because in vampire years he's not. No, not flying pings. I saw someone read this. Wait. With similar styles, just after saying old sub OCs might be old video. I'm sure. I'm sorry. I've what? What are you talking about, Sky? I'm very confused. Sky V. Sorry, I'm like very confused about what you're talking about right now. Let's see. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. No, actually. Sadly, I have the game. I've never played it. And I know it's like a D&D thing too, and I'm like, oh, I should totally like get into that. No, my vampire story is just based off of vampire books that I've read and stories that I knew growing up with and lore that I always liked. But one thing that I got to mess around with is the fact that technically a certain type of vampire that's a very, very rare one that's born, they actually have powers, so I get to mess with that. I asked if you were the one who redesigned OCs of your subscribers. No? I've never done that. I know my friend Zodiac has done that a few times. And a couple people have done that, but I've never made a video redesigning people's subscribers. I mean, people's characters. Sorry for the confusion. Let's see. Well, there is always like a little bit of a lag. There's always a little bit of a lag. You can't fix with that dang YouTube. But yeah, my biggest inspiration for Ticks and Turns was steampunk fashion, because I like steampunk fashion. I need to get rid of your little foofies. Because technically it would be coming through, so boop. There we go. That's gonna be a bit of a bitch to color, but whatever. We want it to look good, you gotta have it look good. Or should I just... Hold on, I'm trying to picture how to fix this brooch. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's enough, it'll do. Yeah, I know Chaos 5... Does Chaos 5T do that? I know. I haven't watched one of her videos in a long time. She does really good videos, though, too. I like her stuff. Okay, I said it. Yo! How you doing? Let me see. I'm trying to pinpoint, like, what inspired me the most. Because there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I love the Anne Rice vampires. They always have a special place in my heart. Because those were the first books that I ever read. Interview with the Vampire was the first book that actually got me into reading. And so that always meant a lot to me. But, a lot of her books kind of get a little crazy towards the end there. And a lot of retconning stuff. But I really liked her thing of vampires. I thought it was very different at the time. I love vampire movies. What was it? I also loved, I remember when I, like, first had my first taste of, like, an original vampire was the Darren Shan vampires. If anybody remembers the Darren Shan books. Because those were some different vampires. And that ending, whew, that was weird. They were a really good middle grade book to start out with, even though I was in high school, because I had a reading disorder. Woo woo. I need to add more to her coat. Oh, what the hell? Wow. Oh no! What happened? Ah, what did I do wrong? Shit. Oh my god, what the fuck happened to her coat? When did this happen? Oh, please let me be able to undo this. There we go. Okay. Whew! Well, I lost all the other stuff, but that's fine. Okay, where... There we go. That was a bit of a frighten. Alrighty. It's like, I spent way too long working on that damn lace to just trace over it again. My first introduction was Vampire Hunter. Oh, I read that one too. Mortal Instruments by Casino Clare. I actually never read the Mortal Instruments. I read the Infernal Devices. And then I tried reading the Mortal Instruments and I hated it. Same with the Dark Artifices, I think is what the new one was. The one with like Jenna and Julian. Tried reading that one. Thought it was trash. Oh, crystals don't look as good this time, but oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. Now I get to redo the little doodads. Okay. But yeah, I don't know much about her vampires because there weren't many in the Infernal Devices. I remember there were werewolves though. Werewolves and weird white drugs that wasn't crack. But another one I really liked was Chibi Vampire. It's a manga and an anime. It's called Karen in Japanese, and the anime is called Karen. That I really liked that too because I thought that was an interesting take. I was like, oh, blood types being like different flavors people were attracted to for vampires. I'm like, that's neat. A lot of the other stories a little weird, but it's interesting. And so that was always something that caught my eye. But that I also loved. God, there was one I read that was like a vampire school. I remember I read it like elementary school, and it was like a kid's book. I remember being like, oh, they're vampires, but they're also people. I also loved those like specials growing up as kids. You know what I'm talking about? The really, really neat like holiday specials. When you'd have like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of vampires and werewolves and zombies, and they're just going to school. And I was always like, oh, I wish I could go to a school like that in like a world where, you know, just be a vampire and just be a werewolf and a witch. And I was like, so I'm going to put that in my story too. Alright, let's see if I can get this crown to look decent now. I'm sure it'll look better when I color it. Okay, that looks a lot better. Need to fix your hair. Excuse me. Oh, damn it, why didn't I... No, come here. There we go. There we go. Alright, now time to do the big poof. That's another thing I'm really excited about. No, wait, I was talking before about how I want to do more with the dress. I really should do more with the dress. Let's see. Okay, there's all the details, so... Should I just add a sash? Usually sashes help. Yeah, I'm gonna add a sash. 14. No. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Okay, so we'll just have a little sash. Be like this. And we'll erase some bitty bits. So now part of me wants to make that part fur-lined, but I'm wondering if that's too much fluff. Should I fur-line the little outer coat? Because I think it'll add more when I think I'm going to do that. That seems like a good idea. Yeah, I'll fur-line that, and then I'll have the little thing be fine. Alright, let's do this. Let's baby. Come on. Make it fluffy. In the vampire universe I've been working on, vampires actually produce a kind of venom they use to numb and paralyze people, and their fangs are retractable. Oh, that's cool. My vampire's fangs aren't retractable. I've always liked the retractable fangs, though. I remember when I first saw that, I think it was in True Blood, when I, like, started watching the show, before the show got really fucking weird, too. I always liked the like, clicking sound it made. I technically have... I have the Ticks and Turns vampires, which are much more classic vampires. And then I have my marked vampires, which are technically called vampires, and they're a type of monster. Because I also like me some monsters, and they go yum yum. But instead of having a little bit of teeth, they have many mooch teeth. Yeah, if you guys also have vampires, like, let me know. Let me hear about them. I love hearing about other people's creatures and designs. Like, technically, I'm like, waiting on a commission right now, because I think this character's a vampire. I'm, like, really excited, so I want that person to, like, answer the note and pay the invoice, so I can get to work on drawing that one. But who knows, maybe I'm nuts. Alright, there we go. So much fluff, wow, much fluffy. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna just get rid of all that. Oh yeah, that little fur line added a lot to it. That looks a lot better. Still made her dress pretty short, so I think I'll give her like a train. No, I mean, she has movement, so when she like drops down, it'll go down a little bit. Just won't fully cover her leggies. I think I made her really long. I think I gave this character really long legs without realizing it. And I'll do the sash. I'll do the sash in the back so that way she's got a little bit more going on. And that way it'll look a little bit more cohesive for that. It looks too much like a tail. It looks too much like a tail. So we'll do this. She's like in movement. Who knows? Maybe this vampire can fly. Okay. So that way is a little bit more going on. There we go. There we go. Okay. It's all coming together. But just so you guys know, any tier patron can snag her. This isn't like a limited to just the top tiers. There we go. There. That looks really good. Okay. Now the fun part and the pain. Time to do her hair. Okay, so we're gonna boop, boop, boop. Okay, with that. Now I get to do her hair and dye. Let's see. My vampires have fangs that are 2 in the front teeth. The rabbit teeth sort of like fangs. Ooh, neat. That's like Nosferatu. How do you feel about a story with angels and demons? I think they're cool if done right. I have an idea for vampires taking care of a teenage girl, but she won't invite them into her room. Come out this instant. You're going to them. That's actually really funny. That sounds like that could be really funny. Alright, let's see. Because I want to give her really poofy hair, so let's see if I can do the poof justice. I swear I cannot do crinkly hair like my buddy Zodiac can. Let's see, maybe if I just need to do more with the shapes. It almost looks like a big old mess, but I'm hoping that this mess will I'll be able to ink it and turn it into something. So this is technically with my inking brush. I'm trying to see if I can get it to be justice. Alright. Let's see if my crazy idea worked. Okay, I think it's starting to come together. I think I'm getting that poof. No, cats just do that. They just know. They have like a sixth sense. All these vampire ideas are actually really interesting, guys. I also like the idea of melting pot stories. So while Ticks and Turns is mostly vampires, it is technically a melting pot. So while vampires are in the forefront, there's a lot of other creatures going on too in the background in the shadows that people don't know about that I want to work with more too. Alright, let's see how this looks. I like it. I think I did poof good. And then when I color it, it'll also look good, so I'm just gonna add a couple more little details here. So she's got a little more depth going on, and then I feel like she needs earrings. Can't be a fancy little snow queen without some good little earrings. Now can we? Get rid of the hair. We'll just mold you down. Now let's get some lashes here. I'm also trying to do more with my eyelashes. Okay. Alright, now we'll do the flip test. Ooh, yes, this looks good. Ooh, I'm rather proud of myself. I like this one. Alright, let's see. I'm working on a curse story. I need more writing. Let's see, I have a story I really want to write, but I have some trouble thinking of magic system because they don't start out in the magic world, but they find their way into one, and I don't know how to write it. That's the hard thing. When you're working with magic and stuff like that, you have to set rules and you gotta stick to them. That's one of the first things I learned with Marked, and that's why Marked's been taking me so long, was when I started it, I just had these characters in high school and there wasn't much depth to it. And now I'm like, okay, there's these certain rules I have to apply by because I made the rules now. And I had to tweak some rules because some characters followed them and some didn't. And that's also never a good thing. So, alright, now I need to get one. Ice Queen aesthetics. So I need to get some good colors here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Perfect. A mood board. That's exactly what I need right now. So... that's going to help me perfectly. Get a nice little mood board going. Alright. Now, obviously, I know she's ice, so I need to have her be at least one solid-ish color for right now. So we're going to go with a blue. Just kind of a given, a blue. Alright. Nope. Ah, no, it deleted some of the snowflakes. There we go. Oh, still got some of her hair though. Where's the gap? Where's the gap? Where's the gap? There's the gap. There's always a gap. Okay. Alright, so I need to get my little skin color chart out. Because I also like that you don't need... she'll probably have white skin, but I almost think she could have dark skin. Because, you know, anybody can be a vampire. Let's see. Where's my little skin thingy? So I found this thing on, like, Twitter, and I saved it. So I don't know where else to find it. If you guys want, screen cap it. But there's just a bunch of fucking skin tones, and I'm like, yes, baby. Alright, so I'm gonna wait and do her skin last. I'm gonna do the colors first, and then pick a skin tone to go with it. Sarcastic asshole. That's also good. I love irony in stories. You gotta remember though who you're writing your story for. Are you writing your story for you, or are you writing your story for other people? Because that's also really important. Okay, we're gonna have the main sections of her dress. So I'm just gonna block these out right now, huh? Select. Ooh, you know what I should do? That'll save me time. Okay, I'm gonna do that. There we go. I'll just do the ice people last. Ooh, I did not see that. I'll have to fix that later. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just focusing. This is also why I suck at doing live streams with my mic on, because then I just kind of zone out. Is the windy wind? I keep hearing the sound of wind. It could be just me like whistling. Because I don't actually hear wind on my end. Sorry. Why do I keep saying sorry? Alright, so we're gonna, just so it's easier. Boopity 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 boop. Because this is a lot of hair. Shoop shoop. Okay. You should try giving the character vitiligo or something. Oh, that could be interesting, yeah. You know, I might actually go with the vitiligo. That's actually really smart. Ah! Sometimes when your shit just don't want to work. I don't know if you guys can hear that whooshing right now. That's my fan. My computer's like, no, end it. End my suffering. Right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Now. Let's see. I need a nap. Bro, me too. Bree, I feel that. I'm gonna make her hair match her shoes. Okay. There we go. And then where do I have the hair layer? There's the hair layer. Okay. And then I just need to do the little dangles. So we're gonna just they really pop and make them blue. Let's see. I'm happy you like my idea, but I'd also like to add something. Possible idea when coloring the hair. Maybe try adding specks similar to snow in the hair. Ooh, that was a good idea. I was gonna do a gradient, but I should, I'll see if I can pepper some in. That is a good idea. I'm almost sad I'm not keeping her, but girl needs money. My con is next weekend. I'm stressing out just a bit. I still have to do con prep. Today was technically going to be a con prep stream. It was going to be on Twitch, but then I was like, ooh, nope, you got to make that. I've been talking about making that adoptable for a while, and I had the ideas written down. I'm just like, nope, need to definitely work on that. So I am thinking though, I'm probably going to give her Fluff a pattern, maybe like snow leopard or something. Okay. There we go. And I just got a little out of the way. Alrighty, let's get working. Alright, let's get some of those colors in. Let's see here. I want the darkest colors. Oh, it could be her hair. Let's see. Let's see. I do like those speckles of gold here, so we'll make all of her little doodads gold for right now. Just because it's different. Alright. Yeah, that's where it is. Let me erase that line because if I don't, I'm going to forget about it. There we go. Or maybe that should be the darker one. Alrighty, let's see here. And people were saying vitiligo, so let's see what'll go good with it. No, it wasn't as dark as I was hoping. Let's see. No, still too warm. My small brain's confused because my name is being yelled at. Oh, yeah, sorry. That's too pinky. Let's try you. That looks decent. And then we'll have the patches of the cream in there. Let's see. I want to look at people with vitiligo so I can do this like decent. let's see. Let's look at some. Okay, guys, the vitiligo was a really good touch. I really like how this is coming out. My only issue is, on my screen, it doesn't look like it's as brown as it should be. Let's see. No. No, stop that. No, come on. There we go. She smells to be pale-ish, but I want to make sure I got her some color. No, that looks too... no. I think it looks decent. Yes, that looks good. Okay. Oh, it's not dark enough. Oh, it's airbrush, that's why. I don't need airbrush, I need pan. Oh yeah, this is all coming together now. Ooh, I bet she would like, you know, because she's got vitiligo. I need to stop. This isn't my character. She's for sale. But I was like, oh, wouldn't it be neat if she had like a bunch of snow leopards that she could control? Because it's like, oh yeah, they have spots, and I have spots. How much is this going to be? At least 25. Because I'm spending a lot of time on her design. And she is pretty detailed compared to my normal ones. I'm shooting for like 25 or 30. But more likely 25. I might have 30 be there if someone wants like a bust of her, because I would not mind drawing this character again. Where's your hair? Where's the hair layer? There it is. Some good makeup. Okay. Let's have the face layer be. There we go. Oh, it's coming together. It's all cute. Oh, really liking this. Sorry. Is she wearing tights or something? Her legs don't match her skin tone. She's wearing like boots, like just really long boots. I'm not done with it yet, so I'm still working on the deets. It'd be cute if you made her short, pudgy werewolf character or something. Ooh, that could be a good new adopt to go alongside her when I have time. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there's that. Now we need... Okay. Yum yum. Okay. And then, yeah, that's, yeah. Oh, no, I gotta do the pattern. I was gonna do a pattern, that's right. Hold on real quick, though. Okay. I want to do these a bit more like that. There we go. I wanted to do a pattern, but I don't know what kind I should do. Let's see. This is a trick I saw. I think her name is like Luigi or Luigi do, and I was like, oh, that's actually really interesting. So I'm gonna see if it'll work. So. Just do random squiggles. You just make a random squiggle, and then you just do this a bunch of times until you got a frickin' pattern. I know this is the most invigorating part of being an artist. Yeah. Okay. And you just keep doing it and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and before you know it, you got a pattern. And whoever gets the adoptable, I'll like submit the pattern with the character. So if they get they get commissions of her, or they just want to do whatever too, they can have the pattern. Because I've had people do that for me, and I was like, "Oh, you're a lifesaver, thank you." Alrighty, now let's open up this boppy. Right, now where do I want this pattern? Where's it gonna look the best? Let's move you over. And I now realize this is like off the screen, so I need to like put it in the middle. There we go. I'm thinking on the white parts. Yeah, the white parts look good for it. Alright. No, not you. Rotate. And then we're gonna put you with... Where are you? Oh, here's one. Okay. And then on the other skirt. There we go. Oops, excuse me. Yay! Alright. No, it's fine, don't feel bad. Yeah, she's, people were saying she give her vitiligo. And it's a skin condition where your melanin starts getting attacked in random spots. Alright, now let's get the lines all colored for the final deets. Okay. Ah! No! That's what I wanted. There we go. Oh crap, did I merge the gold with it? Oh, I did. Shit. Oh, well. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Alright, now give me your face. Now I'm gonna have to do your gold parts. This is gonna suck. But, sometimes you gotta. Alright. Oh, wait, you're easy. Yay, you guys are all easy to do. Okay. Colors there. And now Michi talks to herself for an hour. People are just here to listen to her ramble. I'm sorry that I'm like not talking, guys. I'm trying to focus on getting this done so I can post it up. And then also make myself some good lunch. Because I've been doing really well about taking care of myself recently. And I'm making sure that I'm eating properly and in the right amounts, and I'm not eating fast food. So, if you guys want to see more of my art streams, though, please do follow me on Twitch. Because I don't tend to talk in them, but I tend to, like, focus on getting work done. So we get to listen to some music, I talk in the chat, like, I type chat people. Which I know people don't exactly like, but, like I said, I feel awkward when, because I'm terrible at multitasking about, like, talking about topics and drawing at the same time. That's why I give artists that can, like, all the props in the world. Because that's some hard shit to do. Alright. I'm thinking I should make that a little darker. Let's see, maybe give her a bit more saturation and a little darker. There we go. That looks good. That definitely looks more goldy. And then, boom, there's our eye squid. Oh, I should do her eye. Because, this doesn't do much justice. Let's see. So I'm gonna put her eye. I'm gonna have her eye be like right here. Because as I see it, I know you can't tell in the artwork because I made it really thin, but I see her with a white pupil. And then maybe when she gets hungry, I mean, this obviously it's you know, whatever. Maybe her pupils just, like, her whole eye just kind of shrinks, like, because, you know, vampire logic. Well, let's see. Maybe if I can make the eye work with the style I got. Let's see. I don't want it, because I like the way that looks. Nope, that looks good. I'm just going to do that. Sorry, future me. Doing all this extra work for nothing. Okay. I'm just going to... And this one just has to shrink a bit. Yes, I think she looks great. I think she's done, guys. All right. I'm gonna end the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like I said, she'll be up on Patreon in, like, probably a few minutes. So you guys can, if you guys are my patrons, you can just snatch her up. And, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's YouTube video. Bye! I need to...